Generally, keeping exotic pets is an awful idea. However, for Ophaurs, it's a slightly less awful idea. It's still a bad decision. The most important thing besides checking if Ophaurs are even legal in your area is getting a male instead of a female. Male Ophaurs are much less aggressive, and being 2/3 the size means they're only 2/3 of a problem. Unfortunately, if you're getting a young Ophaur, it's impossible to tell the difference before the first year without a DNA test. Ophaurs are also an extremely long commitment since they can live over 30 years in captivity if they're treated well. The Ophaur is functionally a cat. A big, venomous cat. Treat them like you would with any cat. With respect. Being scratched by one isn't a good time, and being bitten by one is even worse. This does not mean you should declaw, defang, or devenom them. Not only is this extremely cruel, the high level of stress caused by this will lead to many health issues. If you don't want your Ophaur to scratch you or your furniture, put on claw caps or trim their nails. If you're afraid of your Ophaur's bite, just don't stress them out to the point where they feel like that's their only option. Pay attention to the body language. Pinned down ears and dilated pupils mean they are upset or scared. If your Ophaur growls or hisses at you, stop what you are doing immediately. If you have young children, it is ill-advised to get an Ophaur because they can be quite irritable when it comes to constant touching. Ophaurs will eat quite literally any meat you give them, but they prefer it fresh. If you don't have fresh meat, giving them sawed feeder mice and or rabbits is a good option. Do not even attempt to feed them kibble. They won't eat it and never will unless they're desperately starving. Do not starve your Ophaur. On the opposite end of the spectrum, do not overfeed your Ophaur. It doesn't matter how cute a chubby Ophaur may look, it is not healthy for them. Ophaurs are meant to be almost all muscle, and obesity can cause difficulty breathing, heart disease, joint issues, and many more problems. Despite all of this, Ophaurs generally handle being a bit overweight better than being a bit underweight. Ophaurs of all ages are extremely lactose intolerant. Refrain from feeding them dairy products or else they'll experience gastrointestinal distress. You must also refrain from feeding your Ophaurs starchy foods such as potatoes and bread. Ophaurs love sweets, but they should only be given as a treat. If you have a young Ophaur, controlling the amount of calcium it consumes is critical to promote the proper development of its meat-sharing teeth. Too little, and they don't fuse and become brittle. Too much, and the enamel layer will grow excessively, impacting other teeth in the jaw. If you have an extremely young Ophi, you have 2 chances to get this right. If you don't want your Ophaur to pee on your floor, please have a litter box available for them at all times. If it is not clean, they may get annoyed and pee on your floor anyways. Do not leave your Ophaur alone with small pets. Ophaurs have a strong prey drive, and if it can fit into their wide jaws, they will go after it. Not even your larger pets are safe, because if your pet Ophaur feels threatened, it may tear your dog to shreds. A scared Ophaur is a deadly Ophaur. Ophaurs must be walked regularly. Daily is optimal, but every other day is also sufficient. Make sure they're on their leash or harness at all times. Do not let them roam loose. Again, a scared Ophaur is a deadly Ophaur. Ophaurs clean themselves fastidiously, so regular baths aren't required unless they get into something they shouldn't have. In conclusion, while Ophaurs don't have many specific requirements like other exotic pets, they're definitely not the right pet for everyone. As a result, it's better for them to stay in the wild. Stay tuned for more videos in the eventual part 2 of this video that will cover the hypothetical domestication of Ophaurs.